You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley, with Insurance for Texans. This podcast is here to give you clarity on church insurance so you can protect your people, your property, and your ministry with confidence. Let's start today in Waco, where Pastor Stephen's church has been growing fast. As more people came, his counseling responsibilities grew too. Week after week, he sat with members in his office, guiding them through difficult relationships and personal struggles. But one day, after a counseling session didn't go the way a member hoped, that person filed a complaint with the elders and threatened legal action. Stephen suddenly found himself asking, "Am I covered for this?" And the truth is, without the right insurance, the church could have been left completely exposed. This is where pastoral liability insurance comes into play. Many church leaders assume their general liability coverage will protect them in situations like this, but it won't. General liability covers things like slip and fall accidents or property damage, not the advice given in counseling. When you're sitting with someone in private giving guidance, you're stepping into an entirely different risk category. And in today's world, even the perception of bad advice can trigger legal action. The costs of defending against those claims, even if they're baseless, can be staggering. So what exactly does pastoral liability insurance do? Think of it as professional liability coverage designed specifically for ministers, counselors, and church staff. It helps protect against things like negligence or errors in counseling. It protects you from omissions or missteps during pastoral guidance, and it provides legal defense costs associated with those claims. In other words, it fills the gap left by general liability policies. Without it, your church is wide open to financial and reputational damage from a single accusation. Here's the important distinction. General liability protects against accidents. Pastoral liability protects against your words, your guidance, your counsel, two very different categories, and both are needed. And one more critical note, pastoral liability coverage doesn't always include sexual misconduct coverage. That's something you need to confirm with your agent because those exclusions can be devastating if they're not addressed up front. For pastors like Stephen, pastoral liability coverage doesn't just protect the church's finances. It protects their ability to keep counseling without fear. It allows the ministry to continue even if someone brings a claim against you. If you've never asked whether your church has pastoral liability coverage, now is the time. Visit insurancefortexans.com to connect with us and find out exactly where your protection stands. And if you'd like a deeper dive into how to remove the guesswork from church insurance, grab a copy of my book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. Thanks for joining me on Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. I'm Ron Wadley, reminding you that protecting your church isn't just about policies. It's about preserving the ministry you've been called to lead.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.